Start off by saying I have no philosophical objection to squirrels, but I would never hurt one, but I didn't think that I would end up having contact with a group of them that would give me material for tonight's theme, but I did. We lived in a neighborhood where there were a lot of squirrels, and they raided our bird feeders to the point where my wife would throw things out the kitchen window to make them go away. But the lady that lived next door would feed them because her grandson liked to see them come up. So she had food all over the place and encouraged these creatures to live next door to us. So one spring, we got in the truck, a Ram 1500 pickup, to go pick up some mulch. And as we're driving up Mount Rose Avenue, I smelled something that smelled like burning leaves. And so I said to Janet, you know, some knucklehead didn't rake his leaves in the fall, so now he's having to do it for spring cleanup. Ha, ha, ha. Well, a few blocks later, I thought I saw a wisp of smoke coming out from underneath the hood. And I thought, maybe not. As I got up to the intersection of Edgewood and Mount Rose, for those of you that aren't familiar with the east side of town, on one corner there's a Dunkin' Donuts now, but back then there was a Tom's, okay? And as I'm sitting at the light, Captain Obvious next to me looks over, and I'm seeing flames come out from under the hood, and he says, "Hey man, your truck's on fire." And I realized that, and I was looking for a place to go with the truck because I didn't want to be in the middle of traffic when it started burning, and I couldn't go to the Tom's in my rolling Molotov cocktail, but there was a little parking area right across the street from the Tom's. So I pressed the pedal all the way to the floor and got like 2 miles an hour out of it because the compression of the engine was gone. But I rolled into this parking area, told Janet, get your stuff and let's get the hell out of here. We jumped out of the truck, got about 20 feet away, and heard this whoomp, like what it sounds like when you're lighting your barbecue off. And what that was the flash coming into the cab of the truck. 20 seconds later, the whole truck was on fire. Next thing you know, there's a crowd outside coming out of Tom's. They're taking videos. They're standing there looking at it. The tires are firing off. And eventually the fire company shows up, and they're doing a good job getting the thing under control. Fire marshal comes up to me and says, what happened? You know, what's going on? And I said, well, I don't know. I smelled burning leaves. And he goes, critters. And I said, what? He said, you probably got some squirrels in there eating the wire. And I said, well, I smelled the burning leaves. He said, that's it. It'll spark on the leaves, and all of a sudden, you know, you have a fire. So the thing burned down to the ground, and we had no way to get home. So the police officer that was there said, I'll give you a ride home. I'd never been in the back of a police car before, and anybody that has knows that they don't give you a lot of room because they don't want you kicking and fighting and all that sort of stuff. So we get to the house. Guy's out across the street watering his lawn. He's looking over, trying to figure out what we've done that allows us to get a police escort to the house. And it really didn't turn out to be all bad news because neither Janet or I ended up in the burn ward. But also, I'd paid $1,000 for the truck, and I got $250 from salvage, so it wasn't all that bad. Thanks.